Hey Creagears, and welcome back to the second part of our 1000 subscribers series, Project Horseshoe. In this part, the showcase of the hero suitcase, which the drone will carry. And in this video, we also need to try our hand at vinyl wrapping for the first time. So that's going to be exciting. But that's going to be enough for now, so let's get started. As the first step, a lot of cutting of a lot of foam board. So let's go over it piece by piece, with first the big side panels. And the front edges are also cut out. In the build phase, these will be placed on top of each other. After that, we also get to cut out the decorative elevations for the side panels. Which, after cutting, still need their corners rounded, so with the help of a little jig we threw together, we can get this final part of the sides finished. Next we get to start on all of the angled edges of the case, with two different sets, one for the shorter edges of 28 cm and one for the bigger edges with 67 cm. Then all that's left to cut out are the front and top edges with the same 28 and 27 cm, but then 14.5 cm wide. Finally, we only have some wooden angles left to make and some wooden strips to cut. And then we can start on the first assembly. As said before, we can start with the side panels, with its base and the top edges. And these we hot glue together. Afterwards, it's the turn for the elevations to be added. So when we finished marking everyone's centers, we can add those to the panel. With the sides made, we can continue with the edges. All of these get an angled cut on their longest side. And with the help of a bit of hot glue and some braces we made to match the needed angle between the pieces to get a 90-degree corner, we can make the final edges. After all 8 are made, we can add these to the sides of the panel. But when all the angles are glued on, we can also attach the front and top pieces. And these we then also brace with the wooden strips. And afterwards the wooden angles. With the base of the case done, we can do some decorations. We've already been able to make the elevations, but we still need to fill those open edges from the front and top pieces. So let's get out some more trapezoids, make some score marks in the middle, and bend these to a curve. And forget that you still have 2 extra ones laying around. But when we finally have enough pieces, we can attach them all with some more hot glue to those open corners to fill, decorate and brace those. Now that we have those parts reinforced, we can finally cut the middle connection between the two halves. With 3 1-meter pieces that we can glue to one of the halves. With the splits carefully placed at the seam where the case will hinge and in the middle of the top where the handle will cover it. But as it is, the underside will be a little too unstable. Not even mentioning quite a difficult place to make the holders for the hero dualies we just made. So we need to cut out some flooring for the underside. And to attach that, we also have to have the underside separated. So now we get to cut those from their respective sides. Yeah, probably, but for now we can just focus on gluing the connector to the other side. And with those two halves connected, we can attach the flooring. Just a little bit of trimming to make everything fit flush. And then we can even get a little preview of what it's going to look like. But let's start to make that a reality, by attaching the final side to the connector and cutting this new piece in half again to make the two hinged parts of the case. For the final part of the case, we attach this 3D printed handle, and after a bit of trial and error with the pattern, we can cut out these corner protectors from some 5mm EVA foam. Which, after cutting, we shape with a heat gun and then glue shut. Finally, we can start to do some painting. Our first task is to coat all of the open edges of the foam board with some black gesso. Made with a 40mm PVC holder for the underside of the handle for one side, and a large foam board holder for the tube on the front of the dually for the other side, with some decorative cable tubing cut in half. But after all of the edges are sealed with gesso, we are free to go and spray paint the whole case with a black base. Outside and inside. While that dries, I wanted to make some final decorations for the inside. So I made some copper coils using these wooden pawns, which we painted silver, and drilled and glued some copper armature wire into to make these 3 little coils. But then we can attach these final decorations. With first some extra holders for some amiibos. And some air vents on the middle and the side. Did you just hear something? Anyway, with the last of the amiibo holders attached, we can also add the 3 little coils in the middle. And after everything is glued on, we can airbrush some silver on all of the edges to make it stand out just a little bit more and give it more of an aged look. And for the final part of the insides, we only need to attach some green felt to the holders to make sure they don't damage the dualies. Then we have a little intermission with some PVC legs for the underside of the case, which, after receiving their end caps and a quick sanding, get a coat of silver spray paint. Then these are attached to the underside of the case, with some foam board pads added to protect the case. finally we get the long task to cover the case for spray painting. So while we're grinding away on that task, we wanted to take a little time to give our thanks to the people that made this project possible, you, the Creagears. Thanks to all of the new and old subscribers, we were able to grow to 1000 subscribers and allow us to actually earn some money back from YouTube, which enables us to start these larger projects in both scale and price. So, thank you to all of the Creagears, and a special thanks to Matt and Yummy Yusei of the Creabons and the other Patreon supporters that can also support the channel directly. But if you also want and can support WVD Creations directly, you can do so with the Patreon link in the description and allow us to make even bigger projects in the future. Which afterwards gets upgraded to cover the blue and neon yellow details. So let's get started on the blue grains on the connector. Which subsequently needs to be covered again like the silver corners when those were finished before. Now all that's left is the neon yellow. So then we can add the final color with the neon yellow. Then we get the reveal of the removal of the painter's tape. And then we get the part that we dreaded the most, the carbon fiber wrap. Luckily we were able to finish it off pretty well for our first time. Although we do have made a not so great start by beginning with one of the big side panels. So that one we're probably going to need to be doing again in the next part. But the other side came out pretty well. Still some wrinkles, but I think that's as far as we're going to get with our skill level. So, if you want to learn some vinyl wrapping, I would suggest looking up some good tutorials on YouTube, and especially just taking it slow. No need to rush these things. But since we have a video to upload, we're going to need to finish some of these in the next part. But besides that, we were able to finish the carbon fiber wrap, and with that we can officially announce the second part of Project Horseshoe the hero case finished. Hey Creagears, Robo here, and we hope you really enjoyed the second part of Project Horseshoe, the hero case. We do want to apologize for the finish we've left on the Carbon Fibre wrap, but we will try to clean it up before we finish Project Horseshoe. And speaking of, next part we're going to start on the drone. So yeah, maybe we should better get back to that. But we hope you are as excited as we are, and to see you guys back in the next part. Keep those creative gears turning, and we will see you in the next video.